Well, friends, 50 years ago, congressional Republican leaders marched to the White House to demand the resignation of one of their own, a Republican criminal president of the United States. But today, congressional Republicans marched to a New York courtroom to support a criminal former president of the United States. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, you have to wonder, will today be the day that the history books record that the corruption of the Republican Party is complete? Because outside a New York courtroom today, the Republican congressional leadership made one thing crystal clear. The Republican Party is now the pro-crime party. What a difference 50 years makes. Do you remember what the Republican congressional leadership did in 1974? This from Voice of America. GOP unlikely to reprise role it played in Nixon's 1974 exit. Senator Barry Goldwater, Republican from Arizona, speaks after meeting with President Richard Nixon on August 7, 1974, about resigning. With him are Senate Republican leader Hugh Scott of Pennsylvania and House GOP leader John Rhodes of Arizona. On August 7, 1974, three top Republican leaders in Congress paid a solemn visit to President Richard Nixon at the White House, bearing the message that he faced near certain impeachment because of eroding support in his own party on Capitol Hill. Nixon, who'd been entangled in the Watergate scandal for 2 years, announced his resignation the next day. Quote, "In the past, in the U.S., party members would dissociate themselves from disgraced leaders in order to preserve the party and their own reputations," said Professor Nick Smith, who teaches ethics and political philosophy at the University of New Hampshire. But now, President Trump seems to have such a personal hold on the party, more like a cult leader than a U.S. president, that the exits are closed as the party transforms into his image. And friends, that sad reality has never been so clear as it was today, May 14th, 2024, outside a courthouse in Manhattan. Here's the new reporting from the AP. Headline: Speaker Mike Johnson's appearance at Trump's felony trial marks a remarkable moment in U.S. politics. And that article begins, U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson assailed the U.S. judicial system on Tuesday, becoming the highest-ranking Republican to attend court with Donald Trump and using his powerful position to attack the case against the former president as an illegitimate sham. It was a remarkable moment in modern American politics. The House Speaker turning his Republican Party against the federal and state legal systems that are foundational to the U.S. government and a cornerstone of democracy. Johnson, who is second in line for the presidency, called the court system corrupt. Outside the New York courthouse, he decried this ridiculous prosecution that is not about justice. He said it's all about politics. With Trump stuck in court and barred by a judge's gag order from criticizing witnesses or certain elements of the case, Johnson and the lawmakers are taking it upon themselves to attack the proceedings, now in a fourth week of witness testimony. They're using the trial as a de facto campaign stop as they work to return the former president to the White House. Johnson was a chief architect of Trump's efforts to challenge the 2020 presidential results ahead of the January 6, 2021 mob assault on the U.S. Capitol. And last week, he called the hush money trial and the other election year cases against Trump a borderline criminal conspiracy. Quote, "It is election interference," Johnson said Tuesday, insisting he was appearing on his own to support a friend, and the American people are not going to let this stand. Also with him on Tuesday were U.S. Representative Byron Donalds of Florida and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, both considered possible vice presidential candidates, as well as former GOP candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, one of Trump's current top surrogates. U.S. Senators J.D. Vance of Ohio and Tommy Tuberville of Alabama were among those who attended court on Monday. Trump's campaign has lined up allies in recent days to appear at the New York courthouse to attack witnesses and others whom Trump is barred by a judge's gag order from criticizing himself. Senator Rick Scott of Florida said Monday that he appeared last week at the invitation of Trump's senior advisor, Susie Wiles. The campaign has said others volunteered to come to New York. You know, friends, 50 years ago, the Republican Party leadership walked the walk, walking directly to the White House to demand the resignation of a criminal Republican president. And now, 50 years later, there wasn't a single Republican man or woman of principle to be found stepping to the cameras outside that New York courthouse. The corrosion, the corruption, the compromise of the Republican Party is complete. It has declared itself to be the pro-crime party. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.